Hey, and thank you so much for joining. I wanted to come on and talk a little bit about what it looks like to heal. And I know depending on what it is that you're dealing with, that can look different for different people. And for those that don't know me, my name is Erica Trinette. I am a trauma professional. I love walking the journey with people to really help them go from dealing with trauma and triggers to living a life of boldness, of clarity, of freedom, and purpose. And so, again, what does it look like to heal? I know that for me, I am a trauma survivor, I am an overcomer, and now I get to help other people on their journeys of surviving and overcoming. And I remember what it was like for me when I first started that healing process, not even realizing that I needed to heal as much as I did. And it was hard. There were times where I wanted to give up. There were times where I wanted to quit. There were times where the comfort of being unhealed felt better than the work it took to get to a place of healing. I do think there are some things that many of us go through, regardless of our trauma stories, when it comes to healing. And I think sometimes, for number one, it can look like denial. It can look like not wanting to admit or to confront or to even deal with what it is that you actually went through, whether that was abuse in your childhood, whether it was physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, whatever type of abuse it was. Sometimes we are so hesitant to tell our truth, even if it's in a safe space. We are so hesitant to tell our truth, sometimes because we've worked so hard to forget it or to pretend that it didn't happen or to try to wish it away or believe that if we just don't talk about it, then it wasn't real. And unfortunately, that's not how healing works. You actually have to confront the issue. You have to deal with it. You have to be able to acknowledge what happened so that you can then move forward. And so once you get from that place, it looks like starting the process of hard work to uncover all of the hidden areas, all of the painful places, and inviting God into the process. Because nothing is impossible with God when it comes to your healing journey. But without Him, this journey is so much harder. So, including God in your process and allowing Him to walk with you as you dig up those hard things, as you dig up those things that have been hidden for a year, 5 years, 50 years. And I know you may be thinking 50 years, but there are some people walking around in their 60s and their 70s who have buried things for 50 years. And the process of bringing those things out can bring so much healing, yet they have to be willing to do it. And it's the same thing with you, regardless of how long it's been since you had that traumatic event happen or that series of traumatic events happen. Regardless of how long it's been, you have to decide that you are ready to do the work to heal. And I think one of the struggles with that is we want to do the work, but the idea of doing the work alone can be terrifying because you don't know what it's going to be like. You don't know what it's going to feel like. You don't know the emotions that are going to show up when you really start tackling those hard things. And that is where community comes into place. So when you think about what it looks like to heal, it looks like being in community, because when you have a safe space of people who understand, not people that are going to take your story and run with it and tell people in a negative light, not people that are going to judge and make fun of you, not people that are going to try to tear you down further than what you already feel. Because let's be honest, when you are dealing with things from your past that you have not previously confronted, sometimes there's shame, there's guilt, there's embarrassment, there are all of these emotions and all of these feelings. And they're okay to confront in a safe space. So having that positive community of people who will understand, who will pray with you, who will give you that listening ear, who will be there to support you, that is important. And another thing, as you are healing and thinking about what it looks like to heal, sometimes it looks like going at a snail's pace. And then sometimes it's like you're the sprinter. And it varies depending on what it is you're dealing with and what level of your healing you're on. Because in the beginning, it may look like a snail's pace because you're slowly unraveling, you're slowly telling those truths that have been bound for so long. But as you get further on your healing journey, you're more open. You're more open to change. You're more open to telling your truth. You're more open to the healing process and what that looks like. You're more open to saying, I know this won't be comfortable, but I also understand it's necessary. And so the more you go on this journey, the further you get, the quicker some components become. Now, there may be moments, just being very transparent, where a trigger comes up and you didn't expect it and you feel like, oh, that kind of threw me off my game a little bit. It threw me off my progress. The beautiful thing is that it's not about it throwing you off your progress. It's about it giving you information. So when that trigger happens, think about what was happening that caused this trigger? What was happening prior to this trigger? What was I thinking about? What if my last few days consisted of? Because all of that can be information around that trigger that gives you information and helps you confront the trigger, process the information, and find another way to heal and move forward. So don't look at the trigger as a negative thing. Think of it as information and as another area where you can find healing. And then the other thing when it comes to healing, it looks like growth. And for some people, it looks like outgrowing places and people who were connected to you in your unhealed state, but they don't exactly fit in your healed state. And sometimes we can look at that as a negative, like, oh my gosh, I'm losing friendships. And, this friendship used to work a year ago before I started my healing journey, but I notice now it's not the same. And that's okay. Because some people are connected to the unhealed version of you, but they can't comprehend that healed version of you. And what you want in your journey going forward are people who can support you, who can be your cheerleaders as you move forward into your healing. You don't want people who are trying to pull you back to that unhealed state that did not serve you and did not serve your purpose. So as you move forward, as you think about this healing journey, and am I really ready? Do I really want to do this? Is it worth it? You have to be able to answer if you're ready or not. I can definitely tell you that it's worth it because it's one of the best decisions you can make, including God in your situation, in your healing journey. One of the best decisions you can make. Going on the healing journey, an absolute amazing decision to make. Are you ready? That's the question you have to answer. So let's think about a few questions as you ponder if you're ready for the healing journey and what it looks like. Are you tired of going through the same thing over and over again? Are you tired of wanting better and not seeing better? Are you tired of seeing people on your timeline that are living their best lives and you still feel like you're struggling because you have not let go of what's been holding you bound from your past? Do you envision a better life for yourself, for your family, for your children, for your marriage? And you know that it's on the other side of this brokenness from the trauma that you endured. Think about your answers for those questions and then ask yourself, are you ready to heal? And if you're ready to heal, reach out to me if you have any questions about the healing journey, about the healing process, about how I can potentially help you as you move forward in healing. It is a beautiful journey. It is a necessary journey. It is a journey that you have to decide you are ready for. I can't make that decision for you, but I can support you and root you on as you move forward, if that is the decision you decide to take. Healing is yours for the taking. You have to be ready. And whenever you're ready, if you want to reach out, I would like to be here to support you. I hope that you have an amazing night, get some actual good sleep in, and I will be back on tomorrow with another live on another topic related to healing,